Hello everyone, so we're going to do a very easy decrease, and this is how I'm going to be decreasing the top of the baby hat. So I've already done a few rows of the decreases, but I'm on a row now where I knit 3 and decrease. So I knit 3 stitches there, and the decrease I'm doing is just knitting 2 together. So I go back, so there's 1 stitch, 2. To knit 2 together, I go through both stitches, yarn around, pull through, and drop off. So it turns both stitches into 1. There are many different types of decreases, and I will show you. I will do another video later on just decreasing, so you have a chance to see that and see what they look like next to each other. So I'm continuing along here. And I'm getting ready to do another decrease here. So I knit 3 and I knit 2 together. So I go through 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through, drop off. So I'm going to continue doing this like the instructions say in my pattern there. The pattern's going to be in the description box again. And I'm basically going to go around until after I've done the row where I knit 2 together all the way around, and I will show you how I finish the hat. Hello. Right here I did my last round, which was knitting 2 together all the way around, and I'm going to show you how I like to finish them. Now you take the last color and you chop an end. You chop the end of yarn. I'd say leave yourself 8 to 10 inches just for weaving in and finishing here, just to leave yourself some. Now what I do is it's like knitting, but I bring the end all the way through and then drop that edge off. You don't want to drop the rest of your stitches though. So it's like knitting, but I bring the yarn all the way through. Now you can also do this with a yarn needle. If you have a yarn needle, you could string it through and you're going around in a circle the same direction you were knitting, where you're taking the yarn and bringing it through all of the open stitches. I just bring the yarn through with my needle and with my knitting needle rather than my yarn needle, because it doesn't really take any more time. So I have a couple more. Last stitch. Okay. So, for some reason, the end wanted to knot there. I have no clue why. But from here, what you do is pull, and it brings all of them together in that little star shape at the top. And then I am going to go find a yarn needle now, and I'll pop it inside out and I'll weave the ends in, and I'll show you how I weave the ends in. So I'll be back in one moment. So here we are, and I just threaded the yarn, and I'm going to go straight down through where I pulled it together, star, flip the hat inside out, and bring the yarn all the way up. So from here I'm just going to weave in the ends. And what I'm doing is trying to follow the stitches. It's harder for me to show you this on purl than with the actual knit, but I'm going under the sidebars. See if I could get this really close for you. But you could actually follow stitches. The yarn comes down and goes up and around and comes down. It's not as uniform right here where we did all the decreases. And as long as you actually stay on the loops of the pearls, you won't be able to see it from the front. I'll show you guys something good called duplicate stitch, which is a really good way of weaving in ends later. And duplicate stitch is done with a needle like this. It's not done with a knitting needle. It's not that kind of a stitch. So this yarn I actually was weaving in as I was knitting it, like I showed you on video. And the original one I also was weaving in, so I'll trim that. So all we have is the blue where we ended the hat. So let's see if we could see in here the stitches. Here I'll follow a stitch and hope that you can see this from this far away. But it goes under, it goes up and through this loop here. And it goes over and down through 2 loops on the other side. So we go up in the next one, and it goes down through these 2, and it goes up through the next 2, and down through the following 2, but there is a decrease there, so it's a little harder to see. So I'll do a couple more, and I'll also trim the yarn, pop it inside out again. So there we go. There's a nice little baby hat. So let me show you some different colors here so you can see what colors you like. These are, let's see if I have a label on me. I have the actual yarn that I used in the instructions itself, being baby hats. This I just changed I changed the color every 4 rows. So you're also more than welcome to do that too if you wanted a rainbow one. But lots and lots of hats. Thank you so much for joining me for making the baby hat. I know that there was a couple tutorials for it. Like I said, you're welcome to use the patterns that I write, and if you finish the objects, you could always sell them. If you want to share my pattern, please share the link so people find it that way. And thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back pretty soon with a striped baby blanket to match. And if you guys really want, I could write out the pattern for a baby sweater. It just takes me a while because I have to knit everything you see as examples. There's some knit left-handed and some knit right-handed. So let me see if I could show you here. Like for example, these 2, do you see how the decreases are facing opposite directions? Let's see which one was which. I'm trying to remember which one I knit right-handed and which one I left-handed. So this green one I knit right-handed, and this pink one I knit left-handed. So see how they decreases lean the opposite way. So soon the left-handers will have a version of the hat too. And here we go. Thank you all for joining me again, and I will try to have some more knitting tutorials up soon. I do far more of the polymer clay tutorials because it's just quicker than knitting. Thank you all so much. Take care.